Hello everybody, this is Lee from Normandy Atelier. Today we are going to paint Spring Messenger. I thought it's going to be a very cute idea and whimsical idea to paint this character in the spring. Now it's like almost April and like with flowers and blossoms and lots of allergies, of course. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your time with me. And please, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. For my materials today, I am using an A3 canvas paper. I like to use those because they are easier to storage. I'm using acrylic paint. My colors are titanium white, Mars black, burnt umber, light green, primary yellow, Naples yellow. Also, I have pink and purple. For my brushes today, well, I have lots of brushes. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but maybe all of them, maybe a few. We will see. I have number 18 flat brush. I have number 4 fan brush for some details, maybe or grass. I have number 4 bright brush. Also, I have this bright brush. It's very textured, number 14. I will use it also for the grass and some details. We will see. I have some flat brushes, and I have number 5 round brush, and I have other round brushes, number 2, number 6, and number 0. I might use them, probably not, we will see. Also, I have a pencil and maybe a piece of a chalk if I need to do a sketch or some drawing. Also, we need a cup of water to clean our brushes, and of course some kind of a paper towel or a towel just to dry them. And that is everything we are going to need today. So the first step, I want to start the sketch of our landscape. I am imagining like this is going to be, there is a road maybe or something like here, and maybe there is a forest or like some kind of a greenery in the outside, and we can see also the sky, but I want that to be like very far away. So the first step, I need to find where is my horizon line. If this is here, find my center of my canvas. From this side, it will be here from the right. And I need to find like the halfway midpoint between those two, like here, this is here, this will be like quarter of the canvas, and this is here quarter of the canvas. And I need to find now the halfway point between the quarter of the canvas and the center here. So it will be somewhere in this vicinity. And now I can have a measuring tool like my brush, and I can see, so we said here, I can find the point. It's exactly at the same point here. I can come here and say, oh, this is here. Let me see, check again just for it doesn't need to be exact. It's exactly the same from here and here. So that now will be my horizon line. I can start the process of it just by sketching something like a horizon line. Doesn't need to be exact or something like that. We'll have some trees and something that to cover it, but also I need to start the process of my road. So this is here the end of my canvas. I am like maybe 1-2 centimeters up, and if this is here the center of my canvas, I am like maybe 1-3 centimeters to the right, and that will be the end of my road, and it will be connected to some point in this vicinity, because again it will be hidden behind our frog and behind all the grass and everything that we are going to paint. And it just need to be something that could read as a road, but I just need to find where it is going to be. Again, this is here the center of my canvas. I can go to the right a little bit more than this point here, somewhere in this vicinity, and I could start by like here, and it could go from this side, and it could go deep in, and it could come something like this, and Keep it fluid like this. And the same from the other side, but I don't want it to hit I want the other side always to be behind my center point. So if it's coming from this, it could go here, and it will have like a similar shape, something like that from the other side until we'll arrive from this point. Something like that. And as you see, it doesn't need to be exact. It will be hidden behind many things, but this will help us with the perspective a little bit, because as you see, like the road is way bigger from down when comparing to everything up. Something like that. Even we could like sketch it more if we don't like it. I feel like maybe even something here, it could come here. And if the road is ending there, it could come something like that. Something like that. And that is everything for for our sketch. We don't need to do anything else. We will cover everything in the sky, and we will paint all over it. So it's just a guideline for our next steps. So the next step, we are going to do the first coat on our sky, our road, and our like land here, the grass or whatever it is. And I am imagining this to be some kind of morning scene, maybe. And this is why I'm not even using some kind of a blue on my colors, but we can have some bluish color if we are going to use some purple, maybe, or something like that. And for the land, here is just going to be greenish and brownish and whatever color here for the road. But I'm going to start with my sky. Maybe we can use some kind of a creamy color for the top, or tan color, we will see. And for the road. And for the sky, I could start by white, adding some white, titanium white, and a touch of my yellow, my very soft yellow, which is the Naples yellow. And I can add lots of white to it now. I really want it to feel like it's sunshine in the morning, and I feel like this color is really cool for that. And I'm sorry if like the easel is moving. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to stop it from moving. I don't know if it's the easel or the board that I am using, but we will see. Adding more sunshine up, and now I can just add white and mixing the white up, and I can do like round motion or crisscross as you want. I feel like normally I do crisscross, but I feel like I am enjoying this round motion here. It feels airy. It feels like maybe there is fog or something. I don't know. I can add more white. I feel like there is lots of yellow on my palette, on my brush. That is fine. Just I'm doing a first coat. You can do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to go from left to right to eliminate all that kind of brush stroke. It's fine. More white. Even we can have a touch of pink in the horizon line, something like that. And I want to touch my horizon line. Now I can have more pink, more white, just to diffuse it up. More yellow. And by adding the yellow on my dirty brush with all these colors, it will have more tones. Like here it became a little bit orangey. That is fun and great. I can have more white and yellow if this is too much. And I'm just doing something soft. I want something soft. And even we can have a little bit of purple, just a little bit. I'm tapping my brush and we can have those tones up here, the darkness. Something like that, nothing invasive. Just to feel like it's morning, or I don't know what it is. Now I am going to clean my brush. I don't want any of these like tones now, especially the purple and that color. And I'm going to do a little bit of burnt umber with yellow on my brush, more yellow than burnt umber, and I can start the process of the bridge, and I can have white too. Not the bridge, this is the road. I'm just going from left to right. This dirty, whatever color it is, we are going to fix that later. Just the first coat from left to right, and I am bumping into my lines. I want that. I want more darkness here, so I'm doing more burnt umber down, and I'm brushing it up, something like that. Now I can have just my Naples yellow, and I can go over it. It will feel like sand or dirt or whatever, like this kind of a place it is. We will see it will need some kind of other tones later, but yeah. I'm doing only now my Naples yellow, and as you see it's transparent still, so I can see my lines. This is fine. If that is happening to you too, depends about the thickness of the paint and the opacity of the color. That will be fixed later, so don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. Just do the first coat. I'm not even concerned about the direction of the my brush anymore. Something like that is good. Now, without washing my brush, I have my dark green, my light green here. It's very unnatural green. We can mix another color, but I'm not concerned about it. I will have some brown, a touch of black, maybe my green, and a touch of my yellow, and I will do this stippling technique, and all my colors will be like merged on or mixed on the fly on my palette like that, and I can just start the process of this landscape. Sometimes I will have more color than the other, but I will try to have them all at the same time. I'm just stippling technique, and maybe I just need to maybe I have some more darkness down there with the black and the brown. I can add green to them like this, and I wanted to bump it to my road, maybe more lights up there. And we will do this process until we finish the entire place. We can have more white tones up on my dirty brush, just to start the atmosphere dimension and the perspective, that it's everything is like lighter up there and darker when we, and more in focus will be when we be more in like down near us. Again, brown, black, and my green. And do the stabbing technique. I'm just stabbing it to have some texture or whatever it is. Maybe it's grass, maybe it's like, I don't know. And we will paint all over it later, just the first step. I'm feeling greenish. But by changing the colors between, like from place to place, we will have like some shadows and lights and some darker spots and lighter spots, and that will add dimension and interest to the subject matter. Here I feel like it's way too big of a space, so add more all these colors. And I'm going over my initial marks. Like for example, the green's too much. I am countering that with some brown and some yellow, and just to smudge it a little bit. Maybe more darkness here with the black and the green and the green and the brown as well. That will add fun shapes and fun colors. Adding more white up. And if this color is too much in one spot, we can add just another color over it or behind it or around it, and that will just smudge it out. I'm not doing any kind of blending or anything. I just want the colors to feel like they are almost separated but over each other. And if I'm running out of a color, that is fine. Just keep doing this until we cover everything. Over the lines, that is great. Here I haven't finished yet, so I'm going brown, some yellow, some green, and adding all these notes and these marks over I'm saying bridge today, my my road. Maybe more white up there, here. Of course, this is everything that we are going to do for this step. I'm just adding more darkness here with some marks of some black, something like that. And if there are some like marks or some point that they are not fully painted here or there, it's fine. We are going to fix that later. But that is everything we are going to do for this step. For my next step, we are going to finish our sky. I'm using my flat brush, but everything is dried. I just dried the canvas. And I'm using the same color of the sky as before, so titanium white, my navels yellow, some pink, and maybe a touch of purple. Actually, I will start with the purple because I just remember it. And I'm just doing a second coat and just adding, it's too much on my brush, just adding some same colors over, maybe some darkness up. Now we can go with adding white and yellow to my sky. It's a little bit darker now, I feel, because of the adding of purple, but that is fine. We can always soften it up a little bit like this. If it's too much, we can add white and soften everything up like that until we are satisfied about it. And just do a second coat. You can do the rounding motion. I feel like I really like this more soft color to it. I'm just going to add some pink tones down. Not a lot on my dirty brush, and I'm just mixing that up. Now I'm just adding more yellow, going right to left until like the colors are diffused. Now I'm adding white. More white, this vicinity here. And everything will dry a little bit darker later, but I like this. I feel like maybe it's enough. Just a touch of pink down here, near the horizon. As you see, I am bumping to my other layer. That is perfect, because I don't want to feel like I am painting around my lines and my object that I made. Something like that. You keep fiddling with it if you want to add clouds or something. That is always up to you. That is a personal choice that you will make to finish your sky. And my sky is not important for me, just adding something in the vicinity and the background, and it will be covered with many things later. But yeah, I want something minimal like that. But for the next step, I just want everything to be dry, so I'm going to dry my canvas again, the sky, and we will move to the next step. So the next step, I want to start the background foliage or whatever it is, like maybe there are trees and stuff like that, and I want something to be out of focus, so I'm having lots of white, touch of black to make this kind of a grayish color, maybe a touch of brown because I want it like to feel warmer, maybe a touch of yellow as well, something like that, a color that is faint but darker than my sky, but it's again gray, and I can start by that color, only that color to start the object. I can add colors to it later, but I am thinking about where is my sky is going to be, and it can be whenever we want, but like maybe from this side it will just arrive to this like point that we did before, somewhere like in this vicinity here. Maybe here it's a little bit up, but again we will have a big tree from this side, so here it doesn't matter. I'm just adding these marks. Now I can add make the same with like some green and add that. Again, it's too much. We can add white over it. Something like that. And just mask, I'm just dabbing it. It's not something systematic that I am concerned about at this point. And we can have a form to them if we want. Maybe there is some kind of a tree here. I'm just adding these marks up there. Something like that. Maybe there is some kind of a branches or whatever. It's out of focus. We don't see it. And I am I'm starting with like behind my horizon line here, or over my horizon line. I want some spots to be visible still from my sky, because, well, it's trees, and I can have whatever I want to be. I'm adding more, maybe some darkness from the side here. Something like that, nothing really invasive. And now I can have some just my burnt umber with some yellow, maybe a touch of pink to it, just to add other tones here and there, darker tones, but something like that. Some of them is vertical, some of them is like more like maybe round Mars, maybe some of them horizontal, some other marks just to add some kind of another tone here and there. Maybe some of trunks of the object we are seeing. Maybe there are, and maybe like I'm just doing the corner of my brush just to add. Maybe there are some kind of hedges or small like grass or trees or whatever they are just in the background. It's very faint. If I'm just dabbing it, almost dabbing it, just giving me this effect, which is very nice. Now I'm just adding a little bit of greenery tones to them on my dirty brush, and I'm just barely touching, and that will just add all this kind of an interest to this kind of environment. Some of them is not even connected because, like, again, it's out of focus. We don't know what there are outside, but again, I'm trying to keep them less saturated. And if there is something too much, I can counter that with some white, like here the brownish tones. Maybe there is mist. Maybe, I don't know, as I said, it's early in the morning, so just keep it simple and keep it in this like tonal value. And as you see now, already we have a separation. We have the sky and the background, something like this. That is great. And the background is just coming from the, not only the horizon line, like it could come from like a little bit under it, like here, but that is not really important. I'm just trying to get rid of the line that I have from the pencil marks that I have, something like this. I think that is everything for this step. So the next step, as I said, I want to start the process of my road, and my road will be lighter up and it will be a little bit darker when we arrive here. So I'm just starting with some white, and I can just add white up. It's coming from the sunshine, and I'm doing this like left to right motions, and now I can add a little bit of, oh, it's too much. If it's too much, again, I can just tab it. Now I have white and uh, my yellow, my Naples yellow, and I'm going left to right, trying to make it a little bit softer. Do technically just a second coat, and my yellow is a little bit transparent, so all the color that I added before in the first step will still be visible a little bit. That is great at this point. As you see, it's a little bit streaky. It will dry a little bit darker later. That is great. But I'm trying to make it lighter up. I'm just adding more white. And here for the white, I'm adding more white than like using lots of white, I mean. Can have directional spots like that. Maybe not. It doesn't really matter. Just cleaning my brush, adding just the yellow right now, mixing it up like this. It's nice. And now I can have a little bit of darkness down here. I'm not using black at this point. I don't want to use black actually. My darkest color for the road will be just the burnt umber. It's a very beautiful color for these kind of steps. I'm not using any more burnt umber now, just mixing it with some Naples yellow. Mixing the darkness now until I arrive to the midway color here. Like I didn't use anything else. That will starting like will give us some kind of a gradient, which is great. Now with my dirty brush, I'm going to have a little bit of just some burnt umber. I want to start some kind of a shadow part from this side, and it will be like bigger here from our side, something like this. As you see, I'm just making it unsystematic, and it's not a line, it's just stripe that coming from this side, because like again, like it's just the street or something, and but making them a little bit maybe more horizontal, or trying to keep them horizontal. Again, I'm just having some here from the other side as well. Maybe from the other side, no, we don't have them, like the shadows only from this side. It's fun. We will see. I didn't want the colors up. I am just adding some white to it and yellow. Overlapping these colors will add like sunshine and interest and information that this is a road, and it's made of dirt or whatever it is, the material that we are seeing. But again, there are some kind of like shadows and lights, and that is happening, something like that. I can have, like, I feel like I want darkness here, but I don't need it invasive. I'm just gonna dab in it here. Just maybe this is the edge of the road, and it has some kind, just dab in that. I don't want a straight color. Maybe just here, up until here. Now I can have that, counter it with a little bit of like, to make it like out of focus a little bit, but invasive at the other side. Something like that could work. Yes, I like this better now. That is everything for this step. For the next step, I think I'm going to start my process for our land. I'm just adding more darkness because I felt like I lost it somehow. Soften it up a little bit. Yes, much better. So yeah, just get ready for the next step. So the next step, we are going to start our process on our land, and I just don't need to add some like information so you can understand this is like everything is up there. It will be like softer, and we will have more details as we arrive more and more to our foreground. I'm just using some yellow, or my Naples yellow. I can start by just doing a little bit of like sunshine here and there. Like this will add, we will understand where are my light spots. I want the lightest part from the road to be here. Something like this. Here I'm just starting some like motion with like up with some grass in the middle ground. Maybe I can have green and brown together to have this grass here and there. Just doing some kind of a second coat, and I don't want to lose everything that I did before, but just added these patches of colors here and there. Maybe we need a smaller brush, but I think it's fine. Actually, I like it more structured or textured than it is smooth. I don't know why. So I'm just tapping it like this. Adding just more brown to my palette to see maybe we have some kind of like darker spots here and here and here. Like for me, the hardest spots of this painting is like here and here, because it's the middle ground. I just don't need some not like harsh edges in this vicinity. I'm just adding, some of them will be textured and some of them will be like smooth like this, something like that. And I don't trying to add like a second coat just to, if there are some places that they are not painted, I'm just adding that. And I feel like here it's fine now. It's a little bit smoother than before, but because of the paint is not as thick, I can still see textured, so it's fine. I think that is everything. Are we going to do more? Like here, I'm going to have lots of grass, but I don't need to start the painting. So I'm just going to do a second coat with my dirty colors that I did before. Same thing, just adding those colors, maybe soften them up. Just to add these tones here. Do a second coat. And from this side, I want it to be lighter from the left and darker from the other. So I'm just adding more sunshine spots here and there from the left coming from to the light. Even here, like we can have more light, something like this. And here as well from this side. More sunshine spots. Step is a little bit like not annoying, it's just fixing the line and seeing where are the spots that I didn't paint before, just to get rid of them and add some lightness and darkness over the dirtiness that we did before, something like that. And I need to start the process of my trees. I need some kind of a darker pink to start the process of the tree on the right. So I'm having a touch of black with my pink to have some kind of a darker magenta tone. A touch of white with it as well, touch of brown as well, like a dark magenta color. And I just want to start the process of my tree, and with my flat brush, just doing some marks, and I wanted to be here, maybe to arrive almost to the half of my canvas here, but again, keep it unsystematic, keep it something. Maybe have a cluster of like colors here, here, here. You see this color is darker than what I started with. Great. Could have started with the leaves, but that is great. And I love this brush because it's already giving me these kind of like marks, like it's not harsh edges to my tree, which is nice, something like that. Now I can clean my brush. Don't want more pink at this point, but I want to mix a darker green color. As I said, a green with some brown, just to have this kind of a muddy color, or olive green color, but it's dark. So I have another tree from this side, and it's just coming like maybe just around here. I didn't want to have the same color from both sides. I just wanted something different. Maybe here it's like a tree that is what is it called? Some kind of willow tree or forever green. Because when I think about spring, there are always these kind of like greenery. It's not only flowers. I just wanted something like something representational of that. Now I am going to clean my brush, and I want just to add my branches with my bright brush. I'm just going to mix some black with some white, with some brown, I'm sorry, together to have like a little bit of a darker tone for these kind of marks. And I'm just dabbing this color here and having the branches to start, and I'm just barely touching. Some of them is connected, some of them is not. We can have a touch of water to my brush just to make the paint a little bit more fluid. And I'm not having too much paint on my brush at this point. Just want something like that. It's too much, it's fine. I like this brush for some kind of details like that. It's always good for me. But you can all use whatever brush you want. It's not a big deal. And I have my like big trunk coming here. On this side, maybe going up. And I am not concerned about any kind of very soft, very harsh edges. And actually, I prefer if it's a little bit soft edges to it at this point, because again, it's the middle ground. It's not exactly near us, but this is why I'm doing these kind of marks. They are way too impressionistic and way out of focus than like if I'm doing it like closer, like here, for example. Something like that. Maybe here it's a little bit bigger. Like the darkness, like that. And from the other side, I just want maybe some black from the other side to add to these marks here. And of course our branches could even go beyond the trees itself, because maybe there are some branches that they are coming here and there. Just some marks like here. Here my color are still a little bit wet, so it's a little bit harder to achieve, especially with this brush, but it's fine. Maybe here, maybe there are more than one tree, maybe there are two trees, who knows. Just keeping that in mind, just doing black for this mark, just to add the impression that there is trees or branches or something like this. I don't need to do much to them. Here, for example, I feel like I need this here to have some kind of a branch. It's coming down and it's coming up the other side as well, and maybe here it's a little bit too thicker. See, now we have two trees, which is fun. I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe here also we have some kind of a darker tone to have the impression that there is a tree in the background. Something like that. Maybe even here we have something like that. I like that a lot. Just doing more branches from this side here. And now I'm going back to my flat brush. I'm going to use some pink and white. My pink is very strong, so I'm just adding a touch of white to it. And I can now add more marks to it with white. I have the pink and the pink that I mixed and white. And I'm doing like other marks. I'm not barely having any paint on my brush. I don't want to overwhelm myself with these colors, but just adding a clusters of pink, or like of this lighter color over the dirty color, or dirty over the dark colors that we created, and that will create shadows and darkness. Now I can just use my just very dark pink, just the pink that from the tube, which is like almost like neon pink, I don't know, or just to add other tones to it, stuff like that. You can add white and just add touches of white here and there, and using the corner of the brush to create that, something like that. If I need more darkness, I can add it here, and I can counter that with some pink and white. That is really cool. I like the tree as it is right now. It doesn't need to be anything else. Cleaning my brush to fix the tree here, or finish the tree from this side. And for the tree from the other side, I'm just going to use some light green with some white and some yellow. Just adding softer tones here and there, especially from the here. It's like catching light, maybe different kind of marks. See, I'm not even mixing it a lot. I don't want to lose the form that I made and all the dark marks that I made. Now I'm having just white, just adding more shine here. Cleaning my brush because I feel like it's overloaded. Just having white and just add these marks of white. I don't want to feel, of course, like it's a snow or something, but it's just sunshine. Even from the other side here, we can have that. I can have my primer yellow to add that colors, but I don't feel like it's necessary. Just having these marks of light on that tree itself for some kind of lightness from the from here, from the side also as well, because I didn't do that, and it doesn't need to be mixed, just like that. You can even have some yellow. Now because I have my dirty brush, I'm just going to use some brown or whatever dirty colors, and I need to just do some kind of a shadow here for these trees. Darker marks over everything that we did, so we don't want, like, we don't feel like anything is like floating in space or something like that. That is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to start the process of my flowers everywhere, and will be the first layer of these flowers. And the first layer of the flowers will be darker shades of the same color that I want to use, and I can decide what I want to do. Like, I want maybe I'm just going to use my dark purple color. As you see, it's like violet color. It's very, very dark. I don't need to do anything to it, but maybe we have like flowers here, like just clusters of flowers. I don't like this brush. I'm going to use the flat brush instead. Yeah, that is better. I just need some kind of like marks of flowers here. Something like that from this side. Maybe just you have some another cluster here with this color. Maybe we have some of them is like here. These are bigger because they are in focus here. You can have something like that. Just doing these like rounder marks. You can overlap each other. Maybe here. You see unsystematic colors and stuff like that. Now I'm just going to have some pink with a touch of purple to create, like, again, a darker shade of pink, a touch of white. And this will be let me see. Oh, this color is very nice. I'm just going to do a second coat on those, something like that. I thought I'm going to use it for my, like, yeah, it's really nice. Just other tones of purple here and there. Now I'm just going to have my pink with a touch of brown. Mix that, maybe more pink with the brown got overpowered. And do other marks with that, like here. These colors, they are like wild colors. They are flowers, I'm sorry. They are not, we are in a field or something, so we can have all these colors overlapping each other. we have clusters of flowers everywhere here and there. And we can decide whatever we want to do with them, like maybe here, here. Some things here. There. Going to clean my brush, and I can do some yellow flowers. For the yellow, I just mix my yellow with a touch of brown at the beginning, just to have a darker yellow. Maybe here. If it's not too dark, we can add more brown to it, like that. Just round marks. As you see, something like that is very impressionistic at this point. I'm just going to clean my brush. I'm going to use some light pink to do some of this like color. I'm doing the pink over over and around my, like the darker shade that I did with the brown and pink before. You see, just small marks like that. They are really faint before and out of focus, and we are going to make them in focus here later. But again, just some marks like that, so we can understand what's happening in the field. Where did I? Ah, here. More pink. These clusters here and there. Even in the background, I'm just adding these tones. Now I need to do some kind of a lighter shade of purple. So I'm just adding white to this like purple that we did before. I want just some kind of a lavender tone of it now. Yes, like this. And I can add it over here. It's too much, we can add purple to it just to make it a little bit darker, because we don't want to go light immediately, something like that. And behind here and here, because I feel like I am here, like I am not being. Yeah, this is better. And it's like the end of March now. There is a storm out there, outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's very prominent. It's very strong. Sorry if you hear the noise of it, but well, it's nature. I like this colors. Like I am not washing my brush right now. I'm just adding the tones of that I have already, and just dabbing that and diffusing it so we can have out of focus kind of colors. I still have my green. It's not gone on me, but I have other tones, which is really, really, really nice. Even here. I love this. It feels darker from this side but it's fine. Just going to have some yellow. I feel like I need yellow. Just I'm having yellow on my brush here. There are some other like tones. Don't know what there is, but well, here we are. Maybe I need some yellow here. Yes. As you see, like I'm just tapping over the same colors, maybe white. Yes, even white is like fine because maybe there are white some kind of a white flowers somewhere. And some yellow. Okay, we are arriving to something that is fun. Starting the process of these flowers. Like they are overlapping each other and they are maybe some pink here. Just using the pink, I don't need even to do any kind of darker version of it anymore. Fun. And the idea is just I don't want to have a solid color somewhere. I'm just having like all these kind of different tones of flowers so we can feel like, oh, it's the spring and our spring messenger is like walking in this beautiful bath and he doesn't have allergies and everything is perfect and it's a majestic beautiful place. Maybe it's a gardens all over. Maybe he's arriving to his house, who knows, and he lives in this beautiful amazing place. So yeah, this is I think everything I'm going to do for this step. So the next step, I want to continue the process of my flowers, but I want to do some kind of in focus kind of flowers, especially here in the foreground. I don't need to do much. I just need to decide what kind of flowers I can do. I have white with a touch of black just to do a little bit of a grayish tone, but it's like, as you see, it's dark. It's leaning toward white than black, but it's definitely gray. I can start by doing these kind of tones like this, maybe here, just like that. 5 petals, flowers here and there. And they don't need to be systematic or anything. 5 here, maybe we have here. And again, behind, over the color that I already did, with a small brush. Some of them is bigger, some of them is smaller. It's fine, something like this. These 5 petal shapes. Something like that. Here, maybe I have few here. Something like that. Do I have some of this here? Yeah, why not? I like this kind of colors. So let's do this, and this here. And here, maybe 2 from this side. Maybe I have 1 here, big one. Maybe I can do the same colors or the same, like I have some purple, just purple, the dark purple, with a touch of black to it, just to make it darker. And we can do the same shape of colors, of flowers. Again, once again, maybe here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same flower, but it's different color. The same flower, but different color, as I said, yeah. Here maybe we have some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe here 5, something like that. Maybe here up. Now I can just clean my brush. I want to do the same with the pink, and I can have one. It can be. If it's not too much strong, I can add a touch of black to it just to have a different, a stronger shade. Because my pink is a little bit see-through, it's a little bit harder to achieve the color that I want, especially with my dirty brush. Something like that. Or maybe we have one here. 5. And I need some yellow, but my yellow, I am going now to do my primary yellow, which will add different tone. I'm going to do my primary yellow with a touch of brown to it and a touch of white to have this darker shade of yellow. And I can have the same shape here. 5. Again, they can overlap each other. That is perfect. Here. Maybe here. And now I can do white and yellow together to have some. I'm going to do a smaller brush now, smaller flat brush, to do some of the highlights here and there. As you see, doing this shape as a star or something could really work. Just to add the impression of they are a little bit in focus, they have a little bit of a form to them, something like that. Now I can just have some just yellow and brown. I want just to add a little bit of a, like maybe more yellow than that. Just yellowish points in the middle of them, but not the yellow ones. Something like this. With the center of all these flowers, technically. Just to like just these marks. The other side as well, I'm doing the same thing, just a dot of this yellow. Here, and here. Something like that. I'm just going to clean my brush. I'm just doing some pink, very light pink. Do some kind of a second coat of some of these pinkish colors here and there. And we can go very realistic, we can go impressionistic as I do, because like for me, it's just adding an information that those are a little bit closer to us, to the viewer, and I don't want anything to steal the show from the main object. My focal point is my frog, and I don't want that to be like lost in the process. So this, by keeping all these kind of flowers impressionistic, I don't lose that, and that is great. Now I'm just going with purple. Make those marks here and there. As you see, I'm not even I'm not getting rid of my my marks, just keeping this shape. Now I just have white on my brush to finish those here. Yes, like this. I feel like the white ones are the most beautiful one in this composition for some reason. So I'm adding more. Don't know why do I have black. It's annoying. Having pink one here, pink one there, some white with this color. It's really pretty. Yellow one here, yes, and maybe here. Now I can have it with white. Do a darker, lighter tone to it. Now I'm going to use my number 0 brush just to add some stems to them. I'm just using a little bit of moisture, a little bit of water with some black on my number 0 brush to add some kind of marks. Maybe I need more water, a little bit fluid, because that will help with the fluidity of it, something like this. Just get the impression that there are some kind of stems here and there. It doesn't need to connect, just adding these marks up there. We could have done that before, but here we are. Just water down black. Just add those marks so we can understand that they are a little bit in focus, and we can see these marks of them. They don't need to come from the same side, but something like that. Nothing too much or nothing invasive. And we can have a little bit of green just to add another tone to that. Just water down green. Over that again, something like this. I think I'm going to cover some of that with some grass. We will see. Some black, okay, here and there. Just looking to it again a little bit. I think I'm just going to use my brush, some water, maybe add some black to it, like this, and some green. And I can add these marks of darker tones. Yes. Just to add the impression of some grass. Even from here, we can have some grass. You can understand what it is. Some grass here. Some yellow as well, some white. Yes, I love the lighter tones. They are bringing everything to life. These could be the stems now. This could be the grass. We can imagine it to be whatever we want. But again, it's those marks, they add like different interests. Like I'm just adding some marks here and there, different tones, different colors. Some of them is greenery, some of them is not. And it's not even, it's some of them is over the object, some of them is behind the object. The objects that we are like painting, like here, I feel like it needs some like these marks. Do I need more? I feel like yes. Why not? I'm really liking this green. Just green, nothing else. It adds lots of dimension. And because I'm using just like vertical marks, it adds all these like connection to the scene. So we can understand that where are these flowers coming from and what is behind them and all that kind of things. In different tones, sometimes I'm using yellow, sometimes I'm using green, sometimes I'm using white or black. And adding all these tones together, that can create all this effect like of lightness and darkness and dimension between them and the separation between them as well. And as I said, it's a wild place. It doesn't have to be systematic. It's exactly the opposite of systematic. We need to have all these tones so we can understand, oh, it's the forest and or the path in the countryside. And we have all these leaves and all these colors. And I'm just adding more green to this side right now, like here. So this will be like the grass that is coming here. With yellow, no, white maybe. And it will be smaller and disappearing like behind later, but here now I can, with my dirty brush, I can just add some darkness, like mark darkness there from left to right, so just we can understand, oh, this is here now. It's like some kind of a shadow for these kind of objects, something like this. Here I feel like I need some lightness for those here and there, maybe more yellow. Or just a different tone, yeah, black, because they were a little bit one dimension. Again, I can continue with this like here with the dirty brush. Some of them is I can create even like pockets of like a grass here. We have grass like this here, grass here, have grass here. And now I can do some purple maybe. And oh, this is a little bit of a shadow. Oh, I like the purpley shadows. Yes. With this brush, it's working very well. I'm just going to clean it. It was overloaded. Now I can have some white. Just add a little bit of another tone with this white here. Understand? Maybe sunshine, maybe some anything else like catching different tones, highlights of the brightest of the highlights. Nothing, and if we don't like it, we can always counter it with something else, but the white will add lots of beautiful effects. I like that. My green is almost unnatural, but I feel like I like it because it's like that. But again, you can mix whatever green you want and add it to the effect. I think that is everything for the road and for the flowers. I don't need to do anything else. So yeah, just make sure that everything is dry for the next step, because we are going to draw a sketch for our final objects. But it's easier to draw on a dry canvas than it is in a wet canvas, of course. So the next step, we are going to start our sketch for our frog and the box, the litter box. For that, I'm going to use a piece of chalk. I need to find, this is here the halfway point, like lengthwise. This is we established before here the quarter point of the canvas here. So I'm just a little bit, like maybe 2-3 centimeters in. I have a mark, and this is halfway mark. As we said, I'm a little bit up, so I'm just trying to do a vertical line, maybe halfway point between here and here, a mark. And this is, we'll start our box, and my box is in an angle, so it will be like a little bit tilted, like the horizon line is horizontal. I am a little bit tilted in, so I have a little bit of an angle, and again it's a little box, so it has a kind of a curve to it. I will have a curve and then do a line like that, a little bit crooked or a little bit tilted, and here I will have a vertical line, again a little bit tilted here, and I can connect those two together. So here we have our box, little bit here. I can continue from this side a little bit, a line from this side here, but a different angle, and I can go up and connect here with a line. And if this is not working, we can fix this here like that. This could be just the start of our line, doesn't need to be perfect, but I feel like here I'm losing some kind of, yeah, this is better for me. We can fix it later if it's not working. Here it has the opening to it, so it has just like that. You can open it and close it, of course. And here it will have the box itself. It arrived to somewhere in this vicinity, maybe here. Just keep it vertical as that is possible. Something like that. And for my frog, It's going to be a nightmare. So the first thing, he is having a letter. So we can start by like having the letter itself. Something like that. This is our letter. And of course, I can always like get rid of my check marks in the center. I cannot get confused. This is my letter here. Something like that. And he is just holding it. So his hand will be here and it will be up. So his head will be like around here, maybe in the center of the canvas, maybe a little bit up. Like here, in this vicinity, it will be his head. But I can start by him holding he has a little bit of a finger from this side, from his hand, and that is his hand. Just try drawing a little bit of a hand here, coming back up maybe, and from this side, we don't see his fingers. From his fingers are from the other side. That is a little bit of a shape of a hand, just like two lines tilted from, not tilted, having a little bit of a curve from like different, from opposite sides. That is his hand. Now he has his arm, and his arms will arrive somewhere in this vicinity, and that's it. And his arm will end below this line here, something like that. And here it will be his body. And the body, I always make them, we can make him as bigger as we want, but I do like some kind of a bean kind of a shape, always something like that. As you see, just an organic shape. It's a bean shape, bean shape. Talking sometimes a little bit hard. And I have a little bit of a thigh from this side, like this. He has a knee and his leg coming here, something like that. And he has his leg. For the leg, again, like maybe he has like those fingers or something like that. And I have his other thigh from this side here, and it's arriving from here. His knee is here, and something like that. That feels wrong, because his knee is from here, so his leg is coming from here, and he has his leg, his something like that. I'm going to cover that with some grass. I feel like it's way too big now. Now this is here. I will have his head somewhere in this vicinity, and he is looking up, and his head is just some kind of a separation of the head, just a little bit of that. And I can do some kind of a oval shape for the head. Here he will have one eye like that. We are seeing from the other side. And here he has another eye, again this side, but here I don't need this inside. I have some kind of a mouth coming from this side. Now I need to find his other shoulder. If like here, it will be from this side, so it will come up a little bit and in, and here something like that. I can get rid of the middle line like that. I will have the basket a little bit here, closer to this side of his body, something like this, something like this, a basket like that. And his hand is coming up. This is his elbow, and is coming like this to hold it, and he has his fingers, something like that. That is everything for our sketch, but I just need to get rid of this line here. This is his hand coming here, and this is the basket. So the next step, I'm going to do the first layer of the coloring the objects. For the box, I'm just using a little bit of burnt umber with a touch of pink, just to create some kind of like darker tone, very rich brown color, leaning into red a little bit. We could use burnt sienna, I don't have. I'm just adding a touch of white to it as well. I don't have burnt sienna on my palette today. That is fine. And I can just color all that here. Getting rid of my marks, I don't need them. And we will see, is it a little bit too crooked? Is it not? If it is, we can make the line, fix the line, make it a little bit smoother. The thing that I need to keep in mind is here. Actually, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to color that here. But the inside of that will be black. The form here. I have this color from this side as well, so I'm just having it here. Do I see it from the other side? I'm not sure, but here it's coming here. It's behind the object, behind the letter. The letter is coming here, and I feel like this line is too harsh for me, so I can fix first of all this here, and I can just do this like here. And also this, I can already paint it from the same color. I wish I have some kind of reddish tone. That would be beautiful, but I don't have pink. It's fine. I don't have red. It's fine on my palette today. I like to keep my palette a little bit limited, although I'm using 8 colors, but still, especially for those kind of a spring for this kind of a spring scenes. I don't really like spring. It's my least favorite season of the year because I have allergies, and that is a nightmare. Just getting a little bit bigger, that is fine. Just got rid of my marks. Now I need some black. On my dirty brush I'm having black, and I can just, I can color this, the inside, black. My black is a little bit see-through response, so we are definitely going to do a second layer on it. I don't know if my black is so see-through. Mars black normally covers very well. No, this patch that I bought, a little bit streaky. It's fine. Can do the black here as well, near the letter. Now I have black and brown to have this, maybe even just black, brown. I'm just having the post itself here, the wood or the beam that it's fixated in or fixed in, that's supporting this the box, our box. Yes, we are getting rid of some of our beautiful flowers, but well, it is what it is. I think I need to add some kind of a grass over it so it's not finished, but I didn't think about that. But yeah, some brown, only brown. Here we will make it 3D later. It's just the first step. Great. Going to clean my brush. And I'm just going to do, first of all, just my light green color for the first coat. I don't need to do anything fancy. Again, it's see-through or all that, and it's very unnatural color. That is fine for me. It's a very, what is the word? A very fantastical scene. It's very imaginative. We are imagining this beautiful frog here, and it can has a very neon green color to it. It's fine. We can of course mix a darker green. I'm going to add shadows to it later. I don't know. I feel like I want a vibrant green, a vibrant green frog color today. It feels fun. Also, I have lots of this green. I want to get rid of it. And it's not like only that. It is true. But at the same time, it will contrast very well with all the soft color that we have behind him and around him. All the pastel color that we have. Can have the legs or the fingers to be a little bit like this. So I'm going even around them and behind them. I love painting frogs. I paint lots of frogs. Different, like doing lots of different like activities like yoga and hiking and drinking martinis and I don't know, many things. And I feel like it's funny because I don't even think that I like frogs in real life. I haven't seen many of them in reality. Doesn't matter. Like I feel like they add lots of interesting, uh, not cuteness. Yes, cuteness, but also I am not concerned with the leg or the foot here. I'm going to have some kind of a grass around her, around the leg, because I don't want to to paint it. So I'm not going to do anything to it now. Here is the back. I'm just adding this here for the back. Going to do the arms with this neon green. It's raining really hard. I thought there was some kind of a storm or something. I didn't know what was that noise. Anyway, what I was saying? Yeah, the frogs. I think they add lots of like interesting twists to idea that we have every day in everyday life, and they can be humanoid, and they can add all this kind of an effect on the effect, like a twist on like everyday activities, and they can act like avatars in a very cute way as well. I'm even going to paint even the eyes green, even though I am going to add There's the bump of the eye, a little bump for the head here, and a little bump for the other eye. You see, everything is see-through, it's fine. I have my other hand. Just want to add a little bit of black or brown to my green. I need a different shade of green here to understand the separation. This is the back. We are doing around the eye just a little bit to understand what it is, and maybe a little bit here down. For the belly of it, I'm just going to add some green to and some sorry for the storm, it's very, very strong today. Naples yellow, oh my god, I forgot what it's called. Naples yellow, and we have another shade here, maybe more Naples yellow. I just need it to be yellowish or greenish yellow, yeah, like this. Very faint, like this, here as well. Something like that. And of course we are going to do dimensions and everything like that to it later. But for now this works. Here, what do I need to do here? I am just going to do the same color. For this, like the mouth, I'm just going to have a separation, keep it so I can understand where it's coming from, so I can add the shadows later. For my letter, I'm just going to do we can do whatever color of it. Or for the envelope, I'm just going to do gray, a little bit of black and white. Something like that for the letter. We can add white to it later. The basket, I'm just going to do only brown. For the basket, yes, only brown. Maybe just use the small brush. The small flat brush with brown. And maybe some water on it, just to make it a little bit fluid and easy to control. Objects are getting a little bit bigger than intended, but it's fine. I should have done this first, so I don't feel like I am painting over them, but again, it's the first step, and we are going to do other steps later, so it's fine, like that. For the basket, so yeah, that is everything for the step. I'm going to fix his hand later in the second step. Then our next step, we are going to continue our objects, or the frog and the box. doing high dimension and everything, and I'm looking to it from behind, and I feel like this is way too crooked, so I'm just going to fix that a little bit. First with some brown or some color that we did before, so the brown and the pinkish mixture. Keep it a little bit tilted or has an angle to it, but yeah, fixing it a little bit because I felt like it was too like crooked, like it was going to fall, and I didn't want that. So we can start with that. Now I can have white and pink, and with my dirty brush to start, I can have that color up here because it's like catching light from this side. Something like that. Catching light from this side as well. With my dirty brush I can have a touch of black, and I can have that color, the same color with more black maybe, down here. Now I can go to my brown and mixing that up. Going from left to right. Just do a second coat, having this tones with it, the darkest tones behind here, and it's lighter up, and I like the pinkish tones now. I can have pink and white, and I can have more from it upside here on my dirty brush. Something like that. I can have the same thing from this side because I feel like it will catch light from here. Now I can have some black, only black. I'm going to clean my brush. I need to fix the inside of the box. Just black to do a second coat and see if I want it to be bigger or smaller or what. Do a second coat of that black. Something like that, that is fun or fine. It needs to be a little bit bigger from here. Feel like it's too big. We can add brown and white or that pinkish tone again. Oh, these tones are nice. Now I have some kind of a golden tone. That is great. I can have something like here, maybe there it's reflecting. I don't know what it is. Just adding these marks here, it will add the form of it. Now we can add the original color and mixing it a little bit. I am really liking these vertical marks. I can counter them with some brownish tones. Can go to my pink and white. Again, add those tones. Maybe it's reflective of the environment, who knows. Can do the same here. Just do a second coat. It will be lighter maybe here. Can go some black. Go to my colors again. Original colors, just to add this reddish tones. Although I don't have red, but still. With pink and brown. Mixing it a little bit here. We'll arrive to that. Add more white. use that a little bit. Same thing here. Like it needs to be a little bit lighter here. And I'm letting myself like run out of paint. And as you see, like we have like this line or lightness, so that will feel like, oh, this is the tip of the, or the end of, like it will, the side will arrive here and it will tip to arrive to the other side. With the light, that is great. Some white up here, maybe up here, understand, something like that. That looks great. Need some black just to fix this a little bit. I had some lightness and I don't need lightness inside, just black. Now here, for here what we need is a separation again. I'm going to use black and just can do that in half, something like that. This will be the shadow part here from behind, because it's my black is see-through, that is helping. Now something like that, and now I can do a shadow even here, down entire thing, and if make it even stronger here, something like that. I can clean my brush because I don't need more shadow parts, and I can do yellow with some brown, maybe, and white, different tone, a different lighter tone, maybe here it's catching light. Something like this, and then I can go to my brown again and mix that up. From this side, then I can do white, only white, and I can do some highlights like that. Like maybe it's catching light or something. If it's too much, again we can go back to some lightness. It's great, something like that. I feel like it's too big from this side. It's got too big. I can just fixing it a little bit. It's not that invasive, something like that. So now we have like, it's clear, like from this side and this side, we have two different sides of the object. That is great. Doesn't need anything else. Maybe it needs some darkness here, from here, just black on my brush, and maybe also just pink or something, just to add a little bit of pink and white, maybe some kind of another tone. This side here, too much, maybe here it has an edge with this color, something like that. Like it needs just the separation to be prominent. Yes, like this with just white now. And now I can have my black and I can have an edge, like it has a shadow, like that. It's great. Now I can work on my basket. We can do a second coat to begin with. It's great. Second coat. A small flat brush with some black, just to add some darkness here and there. Now I can do a little bit of my yellow and brown together, and I can do just some marks here and there, so it will feel like it's a woven basket. Just add lines here and there like this. Like that. Now I can have some white. I can add some lightness. This side maybe, just diffuse that just between everything. Just to have another like tone, everything to be like the same color. Like that. I can have a little bit of my yellow, the primary yellow, with some water, make it a little bit different tone of it, and have some yellow here and there, something like that. And even here now I can have that yellow. Yellow is very strong, that's why I barely use it here. We'll add some sunshine. Something like that. For my envelope, I'm just going to use my number 0 round brush to do some kind of a little bit like understand where is this happening, something like this, with watered down black. This is the shadow of this side. Maybe there is some kind of a shadow here behind the fingers of the frog. There is some kind of a shadow here. Just like that. Now I can go to my small flat brush, add some white, and make everything a little bit brighter, like this. I don't want to get rid of all my colors, but just do another of a second coat, make it whiter here and diffused white later to the gray that we established before. Just like that. Now it feels like 3D. It's enough for me. I don't need to do anything else. And now we can work on our frog. I'm going to start with the darkest shadows, and we can move to that later. So for the shadows, I'm just going to have some brown and my very vibrant green and a touch of white, maybe. Yes. Can have some purple even just to make it cooler. Yes, the purple is great. Just a touch of that, maybe some more white. Let's have this purpley greenish kind of a color, and we can start with the legs. So, this is way too much darkness. I'm just adding more green to it now. Just dark green. Maybe a touch of black. I have black. Yes. Something like that. I don't feel like I don't like that color. Just going to do black and green. Mix that together until we arrive to a greenish, a dark green color, because I don't want it to feel like diffused. So yeah, dark black, green, and a touch of primary yellow. Let me see. Yes, it's better. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but there is a difference. I have some darkness here, of course, the darkness from the other side of the leg. Just do some kind of a second coat, technically. All this area here under the belly. Now I can go to my original green and diffuse that a little bit. Do a second coat on the other side. Don't want to have lines, I'm just adding the colors together now. Adding more green now. It's already used, I mean. As you see, we have different kind of tones together. Just trying to blend in them a little bit so we don't have harsh lines. From behind, of course, here. I want this darkness to continue to occur, because this is the guy's back or whatever it is here, like this. Also here, but here I used that color, which is, where is it? Here maybe, with some yellow and the green, just darkest, a little bit dark. You can have it here for the mouth, or here under his can have some white, add that here, make it darker from the other side. Like that. I can have the same effect from here. Have some white from here. And I can mix it to my darkest colors there, with the green and the what that color was, the Naples yellow. Can counter that here. Darker, and I need white on this side. Maybe some yellow, just primary yellow. We can have, yes, perfect lines. A touch of like maybe purple or whatever here for the darkness. And we can of course counter that with the color that we did before. The purple just add a little bit of a shadow. I have a shadow here, of course, from the basket. So I'm just going to have some brown maybe here. Faint brown color. This side and from this side here as well. Now I need some yellow. Just going to use the yellow for the highlights here. It's just primary yellow, leg. Sketching lights. Again, impressionistic, like that. I have white, just to add some marks here and there, and I can get rid of my chalk marks if I still have them. For the knee, here, here. No chalk marks are visible from the side. Here, fix it with our hand. If we don't want to add anything else, I'm not sure if this, no, this is paint. Great, I can have some white, some yellow from this side. For the hand, it will be lighter from up, so I'm having white and yellow now. And it will be darker, so I'm going to use like maybe purple with all these kind of like darkish color that I have. just to add a shadow here for the hand. And I can mix it up with my green, original green, over it like that. And here I have lots of, I should have lots of darkness because it's coming up like this. This hand from the other side also I'm going to make it like darker, maybe here. Maybe it's catching light from here, the shoulder with some white, some yellow and white, why not? Make it like lighter here. Need to have some kind of fingers. I didn't painted that. Now I have his fingers. Darkness a little bit here and lightness from the other side. Darker tones to the other side, always from the bottom of the object, or the downside, the underside from the object, something like that. And we can have the highlight up here, like this. Even if it has other colors, it's fine. Add some purples, but why not? Just I need some white here. Also to get rid of the chalk marks. Can have some yellow. Mix that up like that. Great. I feel like there is something wrong with this arm here. Again, we are not seeing it from this side, so this should be like this. Have some darkness here, again some purple for the neck. Feel that a little bit, that was too much. My greenish colors, great. Some white. From this side, I just need some darkness again. With the purple for the behind here. Then I'm going to counter that with some of my dark green that I had. Same thing here. Maybe it just needs some kind of, okay, this is here, up. Okay, on self, great. I need to do the mouth, and the mouth I just need to do a line with black. With my dirty brush, it's fine. Do this line here. For the eyes as well, I need some black. We have this eye here. You can just look it here. I'm just going doing round eye here. But I am not arriving to the end of my, like that, where the eye is. And from this side, we are seeing it from an angle. So it will be here up, it will be just like this here. It will be just an oval shape, something like that. Nothing more for this eye, we are going to fix it later. And now I can clean my brush, go to my original green, do a second coat here, fast. Get rid of the marks if I still have them, the chalk marks. This side as well. Now I can have some yellow with my dirty brush, and I can have all these, the lightest of the lightest marks, some of the highlights here and there. Like for me, here is the frog is catching light, this here the tip, something like that. Now I can go dark green, even some black. And here, this eye is dark. I just need to feel dark green, not black. Here, because it's in the shadow, you can keep that like that. And here as well, like we have a big shadow from here. Understand where it's coming from, something like that. And I feel like if this too much, I feel yes, so I can fix it. Can go with the original color like this till it's a little bit fixed. Now I can just go black. I feel like this eye needs something here. There's some white and yellow, and just need yellow and white or something. From this side, yes, yellow, lighter. Go black, make this eye a little bit larger here. This side here. Just fixing the form of it. It was too big here. I made the head a little bit bigger again. It's fine. Now I can have white. I can have a highlight here. Highlight here. Can go to my black again. Have this eye fixed. With the green and some yellow. I just need black, darker green from this side here, up here, up here. Now I can work on my eye. I have black, only black. I have only black for the eye. I just need it to be rounder. Here and oval from this side. Maybe this eye here we have a little bit of just maybe a little bit of a highlight from this side, because I feel like it's missing something. Some white and yellow just up here, something like that. Yes, it was missing something, and I felt it needed that highlight, maybe just up here. So you can understand it has two sides of it, from here and from here, and this the highlight will continue here. I need white to affect that. Yes, the white here, here. Can soften that up a little bit with this with the green if we want to. Now I'm going to clean my brush, and I can have pink or dark pink or whatever this color is, and we can have some kind of color here for the eye, just the outside of the eye, and not all the eye itself, maybe just here from the other side. And now I can clean my brush, and I can have white, and we can have just a little bit of a sparkle here and a sparkle here, something like that. Maybe a little bit of lightning here, just to give this form. Oh, it's so cute now. Now I can just have a touch of black I need some nostrils for his nose, and we can see just maybe one from here. Just I need a smaller brush and do some kind of a dot here, maybe the other one from the other side there, something like that. Not even necessary. I feel like it ruined everything. I didn't like it, so we can just get rid of it. Now with my small flat brush, I can have some watered down black. We can have some kind of a shadow here, maybe black and brown. We can have some kind of a shadow here. Even here. From here, like from the box itself. You can have some just black near the leg itself. I think I'm going to have some kind of grass anyway, like here. I don't need to see them, but still I can have the shadow behind him as well, like this. It doesn't need to be invasive, just some kind of a hint of a shadow. We already have darker marks anyway. Still enhance that a little bit, maybe with some black from here and here, and maybe some black here. Maybe here as well, some darkness from this side. But I'm going to have other steps for it. Yeah, I'm looking to it, and I think it's finished. Like, I don't need anything else. For the next step, we can fix everything else. So the next step, we are going to do the flowers for the basket, finish all that, and do some grass. I'm going to use my round brush and hope for the best. I'm going to have some black maybe, and dark green, something like that. And we can start just some marks here, just to have some kind of a flowers objects here. That's it. I'm just going to add other colors later, but we can have some like bigger grass here, like that, with this brush. Maybe if we're not seeing, we can add more lightness. Yes, something like that. Just vertical and up and like that. That could work. Now I can add some lightness with some yellow. Any yellow I want, it doesn't matter. Behind the post, we don't need to see it. I feel like I need more primary yellow, and I can have it here for the highlights. And I don't need to have this kind of objects like in one place. I can have them different places, and I can so it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just adding that there. I can have them here on the floor, just grass and some white maybe. On my dirty brush, just as I said, yellow and white. Yes, the stones are nice. Can have that here and there with the green, of course. Going with the dark green now, and I can do those here with some black or something. Darkness here, darkness here. And I'm trying not to cover everything up, even like the frog legs, if I don't like them. It doesn't matter. Just maybe some black and some white and some yellow to have these marks here. Clean our brushes a little bit. Having some white and some yellow. And we can do these marks like this. Something like that. That is nice. And maybe we can continue this process here so we can feel like it's not in one place, as I said. These marks, you can see, oh, there are grass all over the place. It's not only around the frog. We don't want that. We want to feel everything intentional and cohesive. Something like that. I feel like just only this one is a little bit too much. And just counter that with some purple. Diffuse it a little bit. The purple is really nice. It's adding all these shadows without adding black. And now we can go for the basket itself. For the basket, he is just holding flowers, so we have all the colors for the flowers, and we can do this with the round brush. Just all these marks, which is pink here and here. Maybe here's one here. Here's one here. Now I can get rid of the pink. I can have some yellow, just yellow maybe with some brown. Still don't have lots of brown now. We can have like he has, oops, there's too much brown. Here, here, and here, and here. Now we can have purple, only purple. Here one. Something like that. That is more than enough. Now I can clean my brush. I can do lighter tones of these colors. So the pink with white, and I can do the soft pink. Nice. I can do the purple, very beautiful soft purple. I can clean my brush, and I can do a yellow. Just Yellow here, yellow here, yellow here. That looks pretty. What else? Maybe just some pink that is not saturated pink here and there. Yes. Deepen these colors. I thought I just need a little bit of a shadow. Just deepening this shadow here. Yes. Like this. Now I can have a little bit of a white tone, just adding that. Just dabbing just touches of white here and there. And with my round brush I can have some yellow to add the final touches. That's just yellow with lots of water and maybe a touch of white, just to have a soft color. Just having that, and maybe we can add some kind of a sunshine. We can have some sunshine coming. I feel like it's too muted, so I'm just adding sunshine here and there. Not a lot. On the frog, there is sunshine. On the floor, up here. So see, like we can add the sunshine whenever we want, just to add at the end, just to add some light. And I'm barely having any colors now on my brush. I'm just adding those, like even here, something like this. You can even have it a little bit on the envelope itself. And that's it. That is everything for this step. That was the last step of this painting. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. I hope you painted yourself a beautiful messenger of the spring. And yeah, I hope to see you again in another video. Bye everybody.